Shut up and sit down.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Fight for Liberty show. So for those of you that were really looking forward to hearing from Emmy tonight, I feel you. I was also really looking forward to hearing her tonight. We are going to remedy that situation here as quickly as humanly possible so that we get to hear from her and hear about all the wonderful things that she is doing. But she had a family emergency tonight, so she is not going to be here. We are out here live on Free Speech Media and YouTube and Twitter and a couple of other things. So if you are watching on Twitter and YouTube, go to that link tree in the description. Go to Free Speech Media. Go watch us on our DLive because that is where all the fun stuff is happening. Free Speech Media is where you can find me. You can find Reed Coverdale. You can find Emmanuel Torres over at the Fix for New York. Don't quote me on this. There's a bunch of awesome content on Free Speech Media going live 7 days a week. So go check us out over there for sure. That's why there's been this thing up here for quite some time. Also, fun announcements. We are now sponsored. We have a sponsor. So you heard about this a little bit if you watched Friends for Unity on Monday with me and Stacia, and you know that show also going to be promoting this. But if you have been, if you live like I do in a state where the cannabis product is still not quite yet legal, but you know some of you guys have heard me talking about this wonderful new loophole in the law that allows us to smoke what is called Delta 8 THC legally. It's completely legal. So that's a thing that we can do. We can also smoke CBD anywhere in the 50 states, sell it. So that's an awesome thing. But if you want to participate in this wonderful market that I'm trying to screw my thing back in because I have an old cartridge in. You want to participate in this wonderful market and be able to get stoned legally in any of the 50 states by mail, online, and support the liberty movement while you're at it, go to nugofknowledge.com. They have the flower for the CBD and CBG, and then they also have the pens like this one for the Delta 8 THC product. This is all in the family. So, you know, this is by the Liberty Movement, for the Liberty Movement. All the proceeds go to support different organizations like the Free Thought Project, like Normal, like a bunch of other wonderful things in the cannabis legalization movement. Also, you know, this is an organization that's made up of a bunch of people whose names you already know and love, like Dan Taxationist Theft Berman, Jeremy Spike Cohen, Tom Queter. So go over, that's the wrong one. So go over to nugofknowledge.com, use the promo code UNITE and get 10% off your very first order and, you know, then, and help everybody else out. So this really is a great product. The thing that I absolutely love about the Delta 8 cartridges like these, you know, it's hard to see with the camera the way that it is, but it's almost crystal clear. Like you actually have to maintain a much cleaner product to stay within this legal loophole to use the Delta 8. So this is not only legal, but it's also cleaner. It's 100% hemp derived. So go to nugofknowledge.com, check out what we've got, and then go ahead and use the promo code UNITE to get 10% off and to help support us over here at the Fight for Liberty and Friends for Unity. So thank you so much for doing that, those of you that are going to go do that. So here's what I want to talk to you guys about tonight, because I've done a lot of shows about Liberty Unity and you know, the infighting in the party, and you know, we've talked a lot about this stuff, right? We've talked too much about this stuff. I think it's done. I think I'm done talking about it because there are more important things to be talking about. So here's what I want to talk to you about. We currently are in discussions about the first two amendments kind of being under attack, right? That's something we're pretty used to, especially if you're a libertarian. You're pretty used to both of those amendments being under attack and people not really worrying about it. But right now, those two amendments are under attack, and even the Libertarian Party isn't worried about it. So this is what I want to talk to you guys about tonight. There are people getting thrown in jail for social media posts. Just pausing for dramatic effect on that one because it should be crazy, right? In America, we're talking about in the United States of America, people are going to jail for Facebook posts. People are being charged with things like inciting a riot, charges that carry sentencing of 20 years to life for Facebook posts, for Twitter conversations. That is what's going on in our country right now. We don't have time to be talking about who a Twitter post is making sad. We don't have time to really be making Twitter posts in general. We have people going to jail for Facebook posts, people. We talk about the Second Amendment a lot with the phrase, when they start to take it, it's time to use it. Well, that goes for the First Amendment too. There's coming for it, and it's about goddamn time that we use the First Amendment. We need to start talking about this shit. But also, we're going to have to start using the Second Amendment here pretty fucking soon, guys. This isn't a joke anymore. This isn't a come and take it. This isn't a, oops, I lost all my shit in a boating accident. This is people going to jail. This is people's lives on the line for Facebook posts, for trying to organize peaceful protests. This is the world that we live in here in America today, 2021. This isn't cute anymore. This isn't a meme. This isn't an online joke. This is real life, guys. And that's really what I want to talk about tonight. I want to talk about the fact that it has been far too long. For far too long, we have been waiting for the time where we need to do our thing, where we've been waiting for the trigger moment, and it came and went, and we've had dozens of them. When we got lied into a 20-year-long war, that should have been a trigger moment. But we let that go. When they came for the majority of our abilities to protect ourselves, well, we still have our lever action, 22s, so we're okay. When they started telling you what you could teach and where you could teach and who could teach you, that was all right, because I don't want to teach my kids anyway. And now they control it all. They control every bit of it, and we have nothing left. We don't have a way to fight back, really, because we gave it to them. We gave it all up. They've brainwashed 3 generations now. I had a conversation with my own sister the other day where she was defending the fact that some of these people are in jail over Facebook posts because it was to save lives. So we can lock people up for scaring people, for posting mean things and saying things that we don't like because it might just save one life. This is what has been brainwashed. I need to plug my computer in. It's about to die. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Even the pros have technical difficulties. Uh-oh. Oops. May have broken the plug here where I am recording. Oops. We'll fix that later. So to the point, we've given them a long time. They've had a long time to brainwash our kids, to tell them that this is the way of life, that we need this much control, that we need to lock people up and kill people so that we can make sure that they're safe. They've had so long to teach, so like 3 fucking generations now. We've got some work to do. But I want to go back to what I was saying, because as a libertarian, when being in this circle, we hear this kind of talk a lot. We hear the kind of people who are saying like, oh, as soon as the shooting starts, I'm there. Well, I got to be careful, make sure that I don't get pulled off of YouTube for this video. We hear this kind of rhetoric a lot, right? Of like, as soon as somebody else stands up, I'll stand up. For those of you who are like who are Christians and know the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and getting thrown into the fiery furnace, but I've always liked that analogy, because really, everyone's bowing down, and there's 3 people that don't bow down, that stand up and don't bow to this false idol. Right now, what we're doing is we're bowing, waiting for somebody to stop bowing. We're just like, oh, he stood up, so now I'm going to stand up. We're waiting for somebody else to fucking stand up and actually fight for our rights, and no one's doing it. Right? We're all caving in together, unanimously. And that's a problem, because slowly but surely our rights get stripped away. You hear people fucking talk up Ronald goddamn Reagan all the time, libertarians especially, just because he had like 6 decent sentences pertaining to economics that he said once from a fucking stage into a microphone, which he didn't believe and didn't put into practice. You will still hear people rage on about how great Ronald Reagan was, when he stripped us of multiple different kinds of rights that the right wing, even the right wingers and the Republicans, claim to care so much about. He did gun control. He's the reason we don't have the guns that we want. Reagan. Blame Reagan. Your hero. Because he was a smooth talker. Donald Trump passed more gun control in 4 years than Obama did in 8. That's a fact. On top of that, Trump actually tried to do some good things that for the left, that no one wants to admit, because they've got you guys so caught up in this team sports bullshit. And this is even inside of the Libertarian Party. You guys are so caught up in the fucking duopoly that you forget that you left it. You forget that you moved on to a better thing, to a different party. You guys are so caught up in hating the left or the right that you forgot that we came here to love liberty, to love individualism, to love freedom, and to push for it in all fucking ways possible. You guys forgot that that's why you left whatever party it was that you left. We're in the Libertarian Party now. The left versus right doesn't fucking matter. Drop it. It's over. You got out. You woke up. Keep waking up, because it's fucking stupid. And it's what tore those 2 parties apart. It's what tore our country apart, and it's what's tearing our party apart. So wake the fuck up and get out, because you don't need to be in it anymore. It's just not necessary. If you are here in the party or in the movement or just politics in fucking general, I don't care where you are. If you're here to oppose someone else, to stop someone from doing something, if you're here to take over anything, or to stop someone from taking over something, or you are here to make sure that a certain group of people never rises to power in politics, the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Go home. Go do something else. Go do something that isn't politics, because politics isn't for you. Just go home. Please. If you're here to take over from some other group of people, go home. Fuck off. I don't want you. Like, this isn't the job for you. Politics isn't for you. Because you are going to be a disingenuous piece of shit. You're going to put your group of people above the country, above the party, and above just humanity as a whole. If you're here to take over for some group, go away. You're not wanted. If you're purely here to oppose some mystical takeover, fucking go away. You're not wanted. This left versus right, this caucus warfare, the ideological warfare, the my author is better than your author bullshit needs to fucking stop, guys. It's April. All right. We're still talking about the primaries from last year. Fuck, we're still talking about 2016, for Christ's sake. Grow up. Move on. All right. Let's be adults here. I'm sick of it. I'm done with it. It's over. Just fucking put it down. Just fucking put it away. I mean, a lot of people, you know who you are that I'm talking to right now. I'm not going to name names. But if you shit on the entire Libertarian Party, like the entire National Party as a whole, to try to make your fucking points on Twitter, you're intellectually lazy, intentionally disingenuous, and I have no love for you. All right? No, none. Like, if you are trying to paint the entire party as something that is either racist or too moderate or too leftist or too right wing or too anything, if you're trying to paint the entire party as anything negative, a party that you participate in, that you are a member of, and you are making broad generalizing statements to talk down on the party as a whole, you're not helpful. You are lying on purpose. You are intentionally lying to the people who you are talking to. Intentionally. I really don't want to gloss over that. You are being intentionally disingenuous. You are being on purpose a human pile of shit. Steering people away from the party and away from the movement. That is you. If you are making these kinds of generalizations, you are a piece of shit. All right? I don't want to gloss over that because it's very important to touch on exactly how intentionally shitty of a human you are if you are participating in this fucking bullshit. Identify the problems in the party. We can talk about them. Yeah, let's talk about what's wrong with the party. Let's do it. I'm doing it right now, right? Call out the people, the individual people, call out the individual actions. Do not be so fucking lazy and pathetic as to call out an entire group of people, an entire caucus, or especially the entire party as a whole. That's just so fucking pathetic and lazy. It's really just not, it's just not a thing. It's not something that we have time for. I'll go back to what I was saying in the beginning. We have people getting thrown in jail for Facebook posts. We don't have time to be whining about who's posting what, right? We just don't fucking have time for it. It's time to strap up. It's go time. It is go time. We have passed that mark of when we should take off, when we should do, when it's time to fight back. We've crossed that line 85 times now. And now we're crossing it again every day. They're dropping flashbangs on protesters in Louisville. What are you doing about it? Nothing. We're not doing anything about it. Nothing. The news isn't covering it. No one's talking about it because they have us so fucking whipped and so into our petty bullshit, caring about what some 4,000 follower nothing account on Twitter is posting. Fucking who cares? Who the fuck cares? Like, seriously. Who cares what anyone is posting on Twitter when we have flashbangs being dropped on protests and fucking people who are organizing protests getting thrown in jail over Facebook posts? This is what we need to be worried about. It's not about fucking Twitter. It's not about fucking Facebook or who controls what useless seat in a useless party that's not doing fucking shit. If you have to find someone to run for a seat and there's like 3 people getting nominated and people are turning down nominations and then something interesting happens after that, the talking point should be the fact that no one wanted to be your state fucking treasurer. You guys are like a pathetic joke of a party who couldn't even find their 4th executive committee member. That's what you need to be worried about. That's what you need to be talking about. And if you're patting yourself on the back for being such a pathetic party that you couldn't even find your 4th XCOM member, that just makes you even sadder. So I hope that you rethink your life, and if you took part in any of that celebration, celebrating the fact that you couldn't even find 4 XCOM members for your entire state party. You did eventually, so congrats. You changed the rules so that you could do that. So congratulations for that, for moving forward. But you went into that state convention without 4 XCOM members who wanted to run. So think about that. Worry about that. We have another very talked about state convention coming up here at the beginning of May. Everybody's worried about who's going to run, who's going to be doing what. I have a wonderful person on the show later tonight. We're going live at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Jesse Welsh, who's running for vice chair of the Nevada Libertarian Party, to talk about what's going on over there. Everybody wants to talk about what's going on in Nevada. Honestly, like, I care because I care about Jesse. He's a friend of mine, right? Like, I want to support him. I know that he's good at what he does. I know that he busts his ass. I've watched him walk 10 miles a day to knock doors for a candidate, even though he had like 2 blisters on each foot. So like, I'm excited about what Nevada could get in a leader like him. But beyond that, I don't fucking care. Like, it's Nevada. I live in New York. Like, why do we care so much about controlling other states' fucking parties? Why is that something that people talk about? Why is it something that people care about? Please stop that. Please stop. For the love of God, please stop. Because it's the antithesis of libertarianism. The LP National structure as a whole just doesn't make sense, and caring so much about it makes even less sense. LP National is there to support the states and to support candidates. That's what it does. It's not there to be the main mouthpiece for anybody or anything. That wouldn't make sense. Why would one group of people who have to vote on what they can say be the main mouthpiece for 350 million people in 50 different states? Why would you even want that? As a libertarian, why would you want one national, federal, centralized thing that controls anything? Why would you even want that, let alone argue for it to be better or stronger or more centralized? Please explain to me why you would want that. It makes no sense. On top of that, if you care so fucking much about what's going on in other states, move there, vote. If not, fuck off. Like, and then we have bylaws. We do have like some rules that we do abide by as a party that are not even being adhered to. So, fuck, we have in New York State, we have a state chairman who thinks that enforcing transparency so that the people that you elect to the state committee have to vote publicly for things so you know how your elected officials vote, like the world works, like the bylaws say, and like every libertarian would want to argue for. In New York State, we have a chairman who thinks that that's dilatory, that this is doing somebody's dirty work, and that this is a waste of time. That's the kind of shit that we have going on in the party. We have official accounts accusing people of being xenophobic and transphobic for being a member of a caucus. That's the important fucking shit going on in the party. It's not a tweet about stuff as fucking disgusting and useless and pathetic as all of those people are. I'm looking directly at you, Pete Quinones. That's the name I'm gonna drop. Change your fucking profile picture. It's pathetic. It's really sad, and you should be like really ashamed of how little amount of thought went into your profile picture on Twitter. I would love for you to just think that through for a second, because it's really just sad, because a bunch of my friends consider you something to be respected, and I see that little amount of thought going into things just to stir up shit and just to be a piece of shit. So I'd really love for you to rethink that. The rest of you with fucking star profile pictures, you're again pathetically lazy and have like zero brain power being used to make your shit, and just intentionally trying to cause drama that is unnecessary and has already been settled. And even your fucking god Dave Smith has said that it's a lazy, like intellectually lazy, pathetic thing to do. So I don't know why you guys keep doing it as if it's funny or clever or something. It's not. Grow up, do something else. If you're whining and complaining about these things and falling for these children's traps, because that's what it is, right? These people who are putting these kinds of posts up, they're children who want reactions, and then the rest of you are giving it to them by being pissed off about random fucking tweets that from accounts with like 18 followers that no one should give a fuck about. Grow up. Stop giving these children the time of day. Just stop. Do something real. Let's fucking go break some of these people out of jail. The ones who are in jail for Facebook posts, those, the people I've been talking about all night. Why don't we go save them? Why don't we show up in droves to their court hearings? Why aren't we there to protect them when this stuff happens? Why isn't that what we're worried about? I'll tell you why. Because these people are smart at what they do. With this divide and conquer mentality, this team sports thing that they have brainwashed you into, they're really, really good at it. They're really good. And you fell for it. And so even though you've stepped out of the duopoly, you still participate in this bullshit team sports game, because it's easier to hate the other side than it is to actually work for the world that you want. But we don't have that luxury, guys. That's why the duopoly is a failure. That's why we need something else. Because we cannot vote people into prosperity. We can't tax people into prosperity. We cannot mandate people into prosperity or happiness. It will never happen. And therefore, we need to actually work for these things. We need to work for a united, prosperous, happy world. If that's what we want, we have to put in a lot of work to get there. And we're going to do that. I hope that you will join me in that work, but it is going to be a long, hard process of building a bunch of things over the next couple of years. And so I'm very, very excited for what we are going to build together. It's going to be a great world. But the people who are spending all of their time whining and bitching and moaning on Twitter are going to watch the world grow and get built around them while they complain about the exact verbiage of some of the tweets that we put out while we're building the world. So if that's the game that you want to play, all power to you. You enjoy your life. I'm going to go enjoy mine. Once again, we'll be back here at 11 p.m. with Jesse Welch, who is running for vice chair of the Nevada Libertarian Party. Be sure to come back in and check that out. It will be live on Free Speech Media. So in the description, there is a link to our link tree. Go look at that and follow us on Free Speech Media. Starting in about a half an hour, there's the voluntarist option in between my two episodes. So go check out Pete Yapel for that. And once again, if you want to be smoking on something like I am, because Liberty Twitter is stressing you out, go to nugofknowledge.com, use the promo code UNITE, as this is the theme for the day and for the year. Really support Liberty Unity by going to nugofknowledge.com, buying all of the things that you see there, and using the promo code UNITE to get 10% off. Thank you guys so much. We very much enjoyed getting to rant at you guys for the evening. But we'll see you back here in a few hours with Jesse Welch. Until then, keep up the fight.